What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the after credit scene. We are talking predictions and forecast for episode 4 of Daredevil season 2. Several things to get into. We're going to kind of throw out some predictions here. We've got a whole lot of world building in the first 3 episodes, but the next several episodes going into the back of the season is anybody's guess. Before we get into it, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit the button, and then share this thing all across the multiverse. Okay, first off, a couple of things I want to talk about. Are we going to get Punisher? We've heard a lot about where Frank Castle is, what's going on with Frank Castle. He disappears at the end of season 1. We know that he got out. Is he going to pop up? My money is I'm going to go 100% no. I think the whole reason that Marvel has put this Punisher One Last Kill special presentation at the end of Daredevil is going to be to kind of show where's he been, what's he been doing. I think he takes off to go do something. I'm curious as to whether or not whatever he's doing has some kind of impact on what's going on in Daredevil, or if he pops back up at the end and somehow that One Last Kill movie is somehow to bridge he's gone and then he comes back to New York and things have changed, and now he's got Spider-Man and all these other people. It would really kind of make sense calling it Brand New Day, less because it has anything specifically to do with Spider-Man and his own, what's going on with him. But the title could be doing a lot of heavy lifting in terms of talking about Spider-Man's life and what's going on with him, and talking about the Brand New Day in New York City, because maybe Fisk is gone, because things are different, who knows. Also, along those lines, no Punisher, but I think in episode 4 we're gonna get Jessica Jones. They've already hinted at her a few times. Some things have gone on. I don't think that she pops up without some big battle going down, because when you see her, there is this kind of cheeky back and forth between her and Daredevil saying, are you going? Because I can't pick you up. That she comes in somehow and either saves him, helps him, finds him down at the end of a battle, something like that. And that's where she pops up. I think we're going to see her not only in some kind of fight capacity, but doing her investigative detective work as well. I think we are due for a Matt versus Bullseye fight. If not a fight, a confrontation. I think 4 episodes in, Bullseye's doing his thing. Matt knows he's out there. Fisk knows he's out there. I think they cross paths, and I'm guessing that it's not going to be a negative encounter in terms of Bullseye trying to fight Matt. I think there's going to be some kind of conversation and maybe a little bit of a battle, a little bit of a I'm going to bring you in type thing. But Matt's got really no reason to try to bring him in, because who's going to believe him? And the Vigilante Task Force, Fisk is after him anyway, so they're both kind of going to try to, it's going to be more feeling each other out, kind of 2 boxers circling each other and throwing some little punches before they decide to get down to business. I don't really think it's going to be anything earth-shattering, but I do think there's a battle coming, and I think it's probably coming sooner rather than later. I think there is a whole lot of fallout and posturing here. I am 70% certain on some of those things. The only reason I say that is because there's still time with 5 more episodes left for them to add some new elements and go down some different rabbit holes that we haven't gone down before. That's where I say the world building's still ongoing. There's a lot of things that they could add to this that they haven't yet, and I'm leaning more towards that. I think they've given you episode 1 with a lot of movement and some fights and some different things to set the scene, the catalyst for what's coming, to put all the players on the board. But I think episode 2 and 3, I think they gave you those 2 not only to drum up interest in the show, and did it so that people, once they realized that the show was started, they would get 2 more episodes back to back. But I also think they did that because something's coming in episode 4 that giving you 1 episode, like episode 3, was not going to be enough. They kind of left you with something, Daredevil's escape with all of these prisoners. And then episode 4 could potentially go in a different direction to introduce something big that kind of shifts the rest of the story for the season. And that the rest of these characters are then having to deal with as well. Now we know that the Hand pops up in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Are they going to pop up somewhere too? Daredevil's having to live in some pretty shady environments behind the scenes. Are there some things that are going on there that he's going to have to see? I do find it interesting that the more seedy and the more darkened that Daredevil has to live in, the less risk and the more noble he becomes. It's almost as though when he is having to live in these environments, he's more likely to less likely to break. I think in the first season and even in the Netflix series, there was a lot of this angst inside Murdoch about beating Fisk at his own game and not stooping to Fisk's level. And then when he did, how horrible he felt about it. And I really think that a lot of this fallout, a lot of the posturing, a lot of the things that are going on are really just kind of, I think they're less of this is where the season's going and more of we're setting the scene, doing some world building and things like that. The reason I say that is because I don't view Fisk as reactionary. I think Fisk has a plan that we have not seen all the pieces to yet. In addition to Vanessa, I don't think we have seen everything that's going on there. And knowing that Vanessa and Fisk mended their fences and are on the same page at the end of last season really lends me to believe that there's some bigger things going on here. And Fisk is not just being reactionary because Daredevil is just out there causing chaos. Fisk has a plan, and the only things you've seen thus far are things that have been very, have seemed reactionary, but I think are really just Fisk utilizing the opportunity in front of him. I think there's a bigger plan going on, which is why Mr. Charles is brought in, which is why all of the people around him are kind of left in the dark, and Fisk is really doing what he wants to do. In addition to that, him being in his white suit all the time means he's not pretending, he's not playing. And every time he is Fisk, there is more going on than meets the eye. And he always has to have a moment where he is getting one up on the vigilantes and everybody else. And I think he is still pulling a lot of the strings. And I think what seems like a big win for Daredevil is really only going to be a moral victory in getting all these people back. I think Fisk still has some things going on. And he's not been deterred. And so I think we're going to get to see a lot more behind the scenes on Fisk's side, less anti-vigilante task force and more whatever his long-term plan is here that we haven't gotten to see yet. In addition to that, I also think we are going to get a lot more cameos. I don't think that we're done with that. I think Season 2 has firmly established itself after Season 1 to really move forward with the world building. And I think we could get references to different things. I think because this is a citywide thing, you've got a lot more reason to involve an Iron Fist or a Luke Cage type character to explore other areas of town that we haven't yet, especially if the vigilante task force is out there hunting down vigilantes. If all we do is talk about Castle, but we never see him. We spend our time circling Matt Murdock. Jessica Jones gets involved, and she's the only other one. And then Swordsman, I think if it's just these three, I really think that does a disservice to the breadth at which Daredevil, with the show can go to and what Fisk is really trying to do here. I think it focuses it too much on Daredevil, and I think having these other situations where, Fisk is talking about Muse and treating him like a vigilante in the same breath as Daredevil, there needs to be more of that. Now, whether he uses Bullseye as a villain and a vigilante or whether he's pitting both sides against each other, I think it's all advantageous for Fisk. But I do think that it means on the good guy side of this, we're going to get some more cameos incoming. And I think that will be very interesting. In the meantime, enjoy the ride. We're getting another season. We've gotten it rather quickly. They're already slated for a Season 3, which means Marvel has plans. And Daredevil being a firm part of the MCU moving forward, and wherever that chooses to take us, I think is a really exciting time to be a Marvel fan, and it's going to be really cool to see where they go with it, and I can't believe that we get 5 more episodes of Daredevil, and I'm just encouraging you to keep enjoying it, enjoy the ride. In the meantime, share your thoughts, share your videos, share our videos, like and subscribe, and check out some of our other content. We got a lot of other things you can sink your teeth into, and as always, guys, when the next one drops, we'll catch you right back here. Later.